Hey guys, today I'm going to talk today about anxiety. Pretty much what anxiety is a response to stress and emotions and certain tasks and dealing with certain people and things like that. Um, it's normal to have the occasional anxious moment, the occasional anxiety moment. Um, which happens to the best of us. But for those of us that deal with it on a everyday basis, it's hard. But there's so many different types of anxieties that out there. It could be um, phobias. It could be generalized social OCD and many more. Um, like I said, generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, social anxieties, specific phobias, agoraphobia, um, separation anxiety, selective mutism, medication induced anxiety disorder. It's just to name a few, but because what I have is generalized anxiety and social anxiety, because in regards to my socials, sometimes it's hard just to be around people that I know, friends and family, without having some sort of panic attack. And generalized anxiety for me would be, I just worry about anything and everything. Um, and if certain things don't go as planned, or someone says, hey, this is going to happen, that my anxiety starts to kick up. It's not fun dealing with it, trying to tell myself not to freak out over something so small and innocent as having someone ride the bike to the store and back. I know nothing's going to happen, but you know, but I still, my anxiety still goes up and up. But um, I've did have a panic attack in the middle of Walmart, no apparent reason, and my husband and I we're at Walmart, making our way up to the front so we can check out, and just out of nowhere, it was that classic, straight from the movies, panic attack that I've went through, and it just kept getting worse and worse, and nothing triggered it that I know of. But it took me hours just to come down from it, and it was not fun. Um, but yeah, and things like separation anxiety. Um, it can be with anybody, kids, adults, the elderly, animals. Um, when if someone, if a certain person or a certain people, a certain amount of people is out of if you can't see them, if they're not near you to where you can get to them within a couple of seconds, and if you do have separation anxiety, the anxiety is gonna increase, because that person or that group of people is how can I say it? It's your way of staying calm, knowing that, hey, there's somebody there with me to kind of keep an eye on me to make sure everything's all right. And if that person leaves for whatever reason, even if it's just to go to the store or to go check the mail. Then the anxiety can increase. But if you have, like, for example, agoraphobia, that is where you're in a place and you cannot find a way out. And if your anxiety kicks in, it makes it even worse because you can't find a way to get out of that situation. Let's see. Come on. There we go. And I'm pulling a lot of this information to help me describe it off of Mayo Clinic, WebMD, Healthline, and the National Institute of Mental Health websites. And also some people will go through OCD, which stands for Obsessive Compulsive Disorder, where it's, for example, if you put your towel back up onto the rack for it to dry and stuff, you gotta sit there and make sure that's on there, and it takes a few minutes for you to process that it's hanging up. But yeah, according to the definition the Healthline has on the website about OCD, is the recurring irrational thoughts that lead you to perform specific repeated behaviors. Now, like I said, it's just making sure that certain things are done in a certain order, a certain way, and it can lead you to do it multiple times in order to process that you did it, that it's there, that it's not going anywhere. And some people associate PTSD with anxiety. PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder. When certain things happen, like certain traumas and abuses and stuff like that, when your triggers happen, it can cause you to be anxious and go up into that little anxious state of mind, and it can take a while for you to come back down pending your situation. But I'll go into PTSD a little bit later. And it is normal to have panic attacks while having anxiety. Sometimes you know what caused this, sometimes you don't know. Like I said, I had my panic attack, my first major one, in the middle of Walmart for no reason. And I don't know what caused it. Okay, that's normal. But yeah, believe it or not, some people do have that selective mutism, which, according to Mayo Clinic, selective mutism is a consistent failure of children to speak in certain situations, such as school, even when they can speak in other situations, such as home with close family members. This can interfere with school, work, and social functioning. And I did mention the substance-induced anxiety disorder, which also by Mayo Clinic is saying it is characterized by symptoms of intense anxiety or panic that are a direct result of misusing drugs, taking medications, being exposed to a toxic substance, or withdrawal from drugs. But like I said, there's so many different out there, and it's going to take a while to actually sit down and discuss everything. But this is just some of the types that are out there. And some of the causes of anxiety is, can be genetics, which runs in the family. There's the brain chemistry, environmental stresses, drug withdrawal or misuse, medical conditions, let's see, there's also what else is there? But anyway, but if you do have anxiety, sometimes it could just be like a one-time thing. It could be reoccurring multiple times. It could be multiple times a day, several times a week, a few times a month. Everybody's different, but there are ways to help you with your anxiety, learning what happens to you when you have your moments of anxiety. When you're having anxiety, what thoughts are you thinking? What feelings are you feeling? There is a difference between your thoughts and your feelings. They're not the same thing. Okay, your thoughts here, your feelings are here. When I was in group therapy, the doctor, he was like, when someone said, yeah, I feel like this, I feel like that, show me. Physically show me, what does it look like to feel this way? Because if you say you feel happy, okay, show me. Just put on your happy face. If you feel angry, you're going to put on your mean face. Or if you feel sad, you're going to look sad, and your whole body language is going to look sad too. But it's just knowing, it's identifying your thoughts, your feelings, knowing how to work through your thoughts and your feelings. One way to help is you can talk it out with somebody that you trust. You can journal, because I've got a journal that I use sometimes to help me work through all my issues, all my mental issues, which for me, by writing it out, I feel it's like a big boulder, big burden is off of me, to where I'm not carrying it around with me anymore. You can, go for a walk, which help, there's a lot of health benefits of walking. It can help you clear your mind and help you process and work through your thoughts and your feelings. And for some people, medication is not the way to go. Some people, medication is the way to go. Everybody is different, but be mindful of your choices. Be mindful of what you're going through, how you're going through it. What else? Another thing about the medication, sometimes it's going to take a little bit to get into your system and work the way it's supposed to work. So if you get on medication, give it a couple months, 2-3 months, if not longer, to let it start doing its job. But it just also is knowing what to avoid. You know, like stay away from drugs, stay away from alcohol, you know, don't smoke, you know, you can meditate, make sure you're getting enough sleep, you're exercising, you're meditating, be mindful of how much caffeine you take, you know, how many cups of coffee or energy drinks you consume, which also plays a big factor. And sometimes when you come off of your anxious moment, sometimes you go into a depressive state, which guilty. It's not fun. But yeah, that's all I've got so far on anxiety. So if you have any thoughts, questions, comments, you know, leave your comments down below, and feel free to subscribe to my channel. See you next time.